I'll admit that in the beginning I had my doubts, but once he's let loose, Crazy Town here is pretty darn great. Rwby, Tipping Point, starts with Rwby and the Rangers arriving at a spooky ghost town. Then Ren trolls us yet again by waving his backstory in our faces and not explaining it.
Why do you care, Private?
Because it's going to be super cool and interesting and I want to know now.
Get over it.
Fine. Then the Rangers are attacked by Crazy Town, who's a scorpion faunus. Who's a scorpion faunus?
Pal, you're supposed to do the thing. You mean your pathetically obvious joke?
Yeah.
Very well.
Who's a scorpion faunus? Also, Weiss makes a of herself at a party by yelling and trying to murder another guest.
That's also why the sergeant isn't allowed at parties.
Aunt Vivian was asking for it.
Tipping Point is a pretty good episode all in all. Let's start by looking at the best thing about it. Tyrian makes for an exciting action scene, and honestly, it's been a while since we've had one of those. Now, if it were just him, the fight would have been okay, but this is the best use of a faunus extra feature I've seen on the show, with the runner-up being Sun's use of his tail to climb stuff. I also really like how his arm blade things are evocative of a scorpion's claws. Alright, now let's talk about the setting for the fight. The abandoned town of Oniyuri is way cool. I like that they give the place a fittingly tragic backstory, and it looks sufficiently aged and overgrown to have been abandoned for a long time.
It almost makes one forget that this battle is happening at a construction site.
Well, you know what they say, heaven is in the details. Now for the B-plot. Weiss's concert seems to have gone off fairly well. Oh, and I love her outfit with the long skirt, by the way. They seem to be setting up Weiss as this repressed ticking time bomb. She's clearly got a lot of repressed anger with Atlas Society in general and Daddy Dearest in particular. It's pretty standard stuff, really, but we do get an interesting question. Why exactly are Weiss's powers acting up? Last season she could barely summon anything, and now she's summoning warp spawn left and right. Well, whatever happens, it's going to be really interesting to see how this develops. Okay, now it's time to break down the good and the bad in Rwby, Tipping Point. On the good side, there's a great little action scene in a nifty location, and I'm very curious to find out why Weiss is losing control. On the other hand, Ren is being just a bit too mysterious, and Weiss's home life just isn't that interesting. So I give Rwby, Tipping Point, a 4 out of 5. Now, if you're interested in more reviews of anime, movies, TV shows, comic books, or video games, check out my channel on YouTube at StupidPrivate913, or find my Facebook and Deviantart pages for video updates and more. Thank you for watching.
Hey kids, today's show is brought to you by the letter 4 and the number potato! I'm a stupid private.